clients because they basically sign waivers and a W-9, which gets reported back to the IRS, and so everybody knows that they've got an account there, and then that income is reported to the IRS, just like it is in any other normal bank.
Exactly. It will be now starting July 1st with FATCA. And someone would be a fool to sign all of that and not pay the taxes.
I want to understand a little bit about what is so different about the 230 accounts where we actually receive the names versus the other 22,000. I mean, what is unique that those 230 names were actually supplied?
Historically, Switzerland made a difference between what the Swiss defined as tax fraud and tax evasion. And under the double tax treaties in the past, you would only be able to get administrative assistance in tax matter if the tax fraud standard was really fulfilled. And the Swiss courts have determined that these 238 accounts have the tax fraud standard fulfilled. The other accounts, and by far not all of the 22,000 are not tax compliant, as I tried to explain before, but let's assume there are a number of those who are not tax compliant that would qualify as tax evasion. They would be covered by the new treaty because Switzerland agreed to the new OECD standards, dropped this tax fraud requirement, accepted the tax evasion requirement, accepted also in 2012, as was mentioned by Chairman Levin, the group requests. And so once this treaty is signed, the IRS could just sort of send out these requests and these accounts should come in.
So the 238 accounts were determined fraudulent.
Yes.
They were committing fraud.
Yes.
How was that determined? How did the Swiss authorities determine that those 238 out of the 22,000 were actually engaged in some kind of tax fraudulent activity?
Yeah, Senator, it's a very good question. We have several court decisions by the Swiss Federal Administrative Court that have set the standards for fraud. Typically, these were entity accounts, like someone had an offshore entity, a U.S. person was sort of hiding behind an offshore